Well, it's the holiday season for everyone outside of Washington, and it's the season of arguing here in Washington, D.C. As everyone knows, Congress is still fighting about funding their government and still fighting about whether they're going to extend the payroll tax cut for next year. And I hope you all are enjoying the holidays, because nobody around here really is. And that's really the theme, unfortunately, that is going to extend into next year. We don't expect, frankly, a lot of camaraderie or collegiality to come into Congress for the new year. That's not going to be their New Year's resolution, but rather we expect the political rancor to continue going into 2012. And as I said, that's going to be the theme and the overarching environment of which any type of legislation is going to get done. So when it comes to retirement policy, the big concern obviously continues to be tax reform. We really don't, it's hard to imagine a situation where it can get enacted in this election year with all the political challenges that we're facing. But that doesn't mean they're not going to talk about it. And so we're going to be very engaged, obviously working with you and hoping to get you involved as well as Congress starts this debate. We expect there to be a lot of hearings. There will probably be some legislation introduced, perhaps even passed in the House. Certainly hearings in the Senate. They might do a bill. It might be a situation where the House does its version of tax reform, democratically controlled Senate does its version, and they sort of run on those different versions of tax reform. But even if it doesn't get enacted next year, it's important to remember that's going to be the base for what does get worked on post-election. So it's very important that we're protecting their incentives for retirement from day one, and that's what will be a major focus for us next year. The other big issue for next year is going to be the reproposal of the definition of fiduciary reg. That's the reg that changes the definition of investment advice in ERISA and triggers what constitutes the action of a fiduciary. Very controversial. Could have a major impact on the marketplace. One of the things that we're expecting the reproposal to address is rollovers. The ability of service providers to talk to participants about their rollover options could be inhibited, and obviously we're very concerned that that could lead to leakage. So we're going to be very involved in that issue as well. So next year's coming. Hope you enjoy the holiday. In the meantime, we'll be back to business as usual in Washington beginning in 2012.